going to go ahead and get this presentation on the screen. Can y'all confirm in the comments that you can see the screen all right? Let's see. Let's practice using the chat since we're going to be leaving our questions in there. Awesome. Thank you. All right. Well, today we're going to be getting started with a topic that is so imperative to every business owner. We're going to show you a few steps to build your online presence and engage with a community so that you can grow that presence over time and make use of the connections that you have with your community. First and foremost, you have probably heard by now that the Facebook company is now Meta, and that's because we're focusing on building for the metaverse and unlocking the next generation of social connection. In case you're not familiar with the metaverse, it's a set of interconnected digital spaces that allow you to do things you can't do in the physical world. This new version of the internet will integrate into our daily lives much more seamlessly. And when this vision comes to life in 5 to 10 years, you'll be able to do things you can't do in the physical world with people you can't physically be with. And this is going to create new ways for us to get closer to our customers and to people who might be interested in our businesses. All of this starts with the work that we're doing right now to connect with customers with our platforms or on our platforms today. And that's what we're here to learn about, right? So let's get right into how you can establish or rather build your online presence and engage with that community. My name is Darlene Helena, and I'm part of the small business team at Meta. I'm also a small business owner, so trust when I say that I know exactly what shoes you're in when it comes to thinking about what your social presence is going to look like and managing what that'll look like for your business. So let's get to exactly what we're going to cover today. We're going to start off our time together by teaching you how to establish that presence on Facebook and Instagram in the first place. And then we'll segue into some experiments you can try out on your own time with our messaging functions, the kind of content your audience will engage with, such as your images, videos, and stories. We'll transition over into engaging with our audiences via live events, or rather live videos, events, whether live or online, groups on Facebook, and services on Facebook. Lastly, I'll introduce you to the Meta Business Suite, where we can track all of this activity, send all of our messages, and view our insights from one single platform. So instead of logging into all of our accounts, we can see everything in one place. Let's get started with the reason why we create content online. We are here, or rather we are on social media to meet new people who may want to interact with our business. And the good news is that there are 3.58 billion people logging on to Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, or Messenger every month. So there are plenty of fish in this sea. And these people log in not just to connect with their friends and family, they're also here to discover new businesses just like yours. So this could be a networking opportunity between you and new potential audiences. So how do we get started reaching those 3.58 billion people who use our technologies? Well, the very first step is to establish our presence on Facebook and Instagram. And in order to do so, we need to have a personal profile on Facebook so that we can create a Facebook page for our business. It all starts with the personal profile that you already use to connect with your family, your friends, and your acquaintances. Now, your Facebook page is where your business lives. Take a look at our screen. We've got Ava Adams, who manages the Facebook page Lucky Shrub. Everything related to her personal life stays on the Ava Adams personal profile on Facebook, but on the business page, on Lucky Shrub's page, we can share updates about what's going on in our business. We can accept orders, we can post jobs, book appointments, and do so many more things that we can't do with just our personal profile on Facebook. To get started with a Facebook page for your business, the steps are very straightforward and really easy to follow. All you need to do is log into your regular Facebook profile. Click on the 9 squares at the top right-hand corner of your screen and tap where you'll see Page. On the right-hand corner, you'll see a list of create options, and you'll click on the Page option. This will direct you to the Create a Page section, where you will start filling out all the information regarding your business. Be sure to give your business page a name that your clients are going to be able to recognize. Assign it a category that's going to best describe what your business offers. So for example, Lucky Shrub is a lawn care and plant nursery business. So under their descriptor, they're probably going to select plant nursery because in the digital space, their goal is to sell more plants. As you're filling out your page with more relevant information, make sure that you're being very clear about things like your website, your location info, and your phone number. People want to trust that the information on your Facebook page is accurate and that when they pick up the phone to give you a ring, the phone number is going to work. As you create your new Facebook page, you'll notice that you have the option to get started with the new pages experience. Now, the new pages experience doesn't change anything about your existing Facebook page other than aesthetics. So all of your followers will be in the same spot. If you have a verified page, it'll stay verified, and any activities that you've taken prior to switching to the new pages experience will remain on your page. However, the new pages experience is much more intuitive to use. And when you transition to the new pages experience, you'll notice better navigation between your personal profile and your pages. You'll also notice a dedicated newsfeed to show and discover new conversations, follow trends in your niche, or interact with your peers and engage with your audience. To create an Instagram business account, the steps are similar to what we do on Facebook, but they vary in just a few ways. And now it's important to have a presence on both Facebook and Instagram because sharing value on both platforms expands our business's reach to new potential audiences. Some people have Instagram as their go-to social media app. For some people, it's Facebook. You want to make sure you're getting both of those folks. So remember to come to Instagram when you have an idea to share that might inspire your potential audience, that might help them discover things that they care about, things that are related to your business, so that you can continually offer value on both platforms. So let's go through the steps to creating an Instagram business account. The very first step is you must make sure that you have a regular Instagram account created. Once you've created a regular, personal, standard Instagram account, we're going to first select a category to describe our business. Then we're going to select the correct category to display on our profile or choose not to display it. Tap business when you're prompted to create a business or creator account. The only exception might be someone who is specializing in content creation is pursuing that route. But for most of us small businesses and medium businesses, we're going to go with the business button. You'll enter all the information to contact you and your business. And remember to make sure that this info is the same information they're seeing on Facebook because you don't want to confuse the audience. Once that's selected, we're going to link our Facebook page, and this will be helpful later, but you want to make sure you link your business's Facebook page to the Instagram page, and that's it. Now, all we need to do is continue setting up our professional profile and start using our business account as a regular business Instagram. Now, on this page, we're going to post a different kind of content than what you might typically see on your personal profile. And so you're probably thinking, now that these accounts are created and I'm set up on Facebook and Instagram, how do I build that audience? How do I find new people to follow my business and interact with me? Well, the very first step is to have a plan for establishing your presence on both of these businesses, or rather on both of these platforms. First, let's discuss branding for your business. Take a look at Little Lemon on your screen as an example. Notice that Little Lemon uses a cover photo on their Facebook page that directly correlates with the kind of content that they post on their Instagram business account. At the same time, they're using the same profile photo on both their Instagram business account and their Facebook page. This creates a cohesive brand because the cover photo they've chosen could very easily be a photo that they've posted on their Instagram feed. It would blend well in terms of colors and mood, and their profile photos are the same. So when I, as a potential customer, search for Little Lemon on Facebook, and then I run across another Little Lemon account on Instagram, I can instantly tell that it's the same business and create a memorable permanence for that business in my mind. One of the key components to setting up a proper Instagram business account and a Facebook page is making sure that all of your information, including your bio on Instagram, is cohesive, concise, and straight to the point. So we've got our website listed on both platforms, and we see that it is identical on both platforms. Next, we've got our business hours on Facebook and Instagram. One of the key tasks for a business owner that has a presence on these platforms is making sure that your times are updated. So if you're going to be closed today for an unforeseen circumstance, make sure that you head into your Instagram and Facebook accounts or the Meta Business Suite and change the availability of your business. This is going to help you manage your audience's expectation. Include your business address so that folks can go directly to you once they've decided to visit. For example, from the Facebook app, potential customers can click on your restaurant's address and directly navigate with their GPS to your business, bringing them one step closer to walking in the door of your business. Lastly, make sure that your phone number is up to date and similar or the same on both platforms because we don't want to confuse our audiences. As you're growing this online presence, lean on the resources that you already have available to you to grow your presence from scratch. Invite your friends and family and former customers to support these pages by clicking like or following you on your Facebook page or following you on your Instagram business account. Include partnerships with other businesses into your strategy so that you can cross-share your audiences. That means the people that love doing business with you and see that they have a product that they might be interested in would have a more positive association with that business and vice versa, bringing you more new potential clients. Keeping your customers updated and exemplifying consistency throughout your content is one of the best ways to make sure that people keep coming back and that they remember who you are when they need to do business with a business like yours. Regular content not only lets your audience know what's going on behind the scenes of your business, but it also helps you stay fresh in the back of that potential customer's mind. Different types of content will make your content seem more dynamic and less monotonous. So make sure to give photos a try, but also incorporate videos into your strategy, and not just videos that we post on our Facebook and Instagram feeds. Take full advantage of Instagram and Facebook stories, as these 24-hour vertical videos are so much more immersive. Users tend to swipe through stories for minutes or even hours on end without even realizing that they've learned and absorbed so much about the people in their network just by seeing what they're up to today. It's also a much more casual environment to get used to creating content as you get comfortable. Keeping that community engaged is really one of your primary objectives as a business owner with a presence on Facebook and Instagram. And we keep the community paying attention to our business and stay relevant with them by consistently conveying a business message that ties in with itself over and over again. As we're communicating with our followers through content, we want to make sure that we're making a real connection here. So don't be shy and share your business's story. Sharing new products and showing the community what your store has to sell is, of course, a great idea since we want to show off our products and services. But you can do this through your messaging and through connecting with your audience, utilizing information that they want from you, the expert. As you share tips and expertise with your audience, they will grow to trust you as an expert in this field. Keeping people engaged during your events on live videos on Facebook and Instagram is actually easier than you think. It starts before the live video begins, and it ends with having a strong list of questions to answer during your live. So let's say you know you're going live tomorrow. You can create a question sticker on your Instagram story and solicit questions from your audience, then answer them in the broadcast tomorrow. You can also ask questions of your audience while you're in the Instagram live. Simply pin a comment to your live video so that new viewers coming in know that they can send you questions in the comments. You can also share this live session as an Instagram TV video and keep it on your Instagram profile so that those who weren't able to attend live can watch it later. I also recommend downloading this video and just keeping it for your own record, as you will notice your content and your delivery on TikTok Live or on Instagram Live will improve over time. Creating events is also one of the best ways to immerse your customers in the experience of doing business with you. Events are not just an opportunity for you to introduce a new income stream, although that is a very good benefit of creating events on Facebook. It's also one of the best ways to create community around your audience on Facebook or Instagram. With community events on Facebook, you can not only monetize your presence online by selling tickets, but you can actually manage your invitations right from the Facebook platform. So you don't have to worry about email blasts and all of that. You can simply log on to Facebook and manage all of the invitations. See how many people have RSVP'd, see how many tickets you've sold, or directly invite some members of the Facebook community to join your event. If the events are going well, you can set up recurring events for your community on Facebook, meaning you can hold events that are just for your online group on Facebook, or you can hold events that are for the entire community on a regular basis. Hosting paid online events is just another way that businesses can monetize their presence on Facebook. This is a great place to unite people from the community that may not already be your customer, but may want to hear what you have to say in terms of expertise. For example, Little Lemon, a Mediterranean restaurant, is hosting a Learn to Cook with Us session, where they'll be teaching the community how to make a specific dish, but with their chef, Mario. These paid online events are beneficial for a multitude of industries, not just restaurants and businesses in the culinary field. You can teach a class regarding your expertise. So, for example, a hair salon like Hair Day could teach their audience how to get a camera-ready look to film content at home when they can't make it to the salon. Or you could organize a presentation to educate the community around a topic that you think is really relevant in your industry. You could see this as an opportunity to showcase some of your art by hosting an original performance, or even taking the audience along with you as you create a handmade piece for your store. There are so many ways that you can engage your community utilizing events on Facebook. And one of my favorite ways to use Facebook to mobilize my community and keep them engaged is to create an online community with groups. Using Facebook groups allows you to create tight-knit communities within your community on Facebook that allow you to engage with your core fans, your top audiences, one-on-one. This is a space where you can share helpful information for the friends of your business or people who are big fans of what you have to offer. It's also a place for you to organize virtual events, which is my favorite way to utilize events on Facebook. Special events created within a Facebook group just for your core community is one of the best ways that you can show your audience appreciation, that you can warm up the warm audiences you already have and prepare them for conversion. And it's also one of the best ways to create a culture of unity and community within your audience so that your brand is not only motivating buyers, but you're also actively creating good in the lives of your community through education, through sharing your expertise, or through new opportunities to work with you in creative ways. Getting people to join your group is just as easy as sending a bulk invitation to your friends list, meaning anyone you've already done business with, your friends, your colleagues, your staff. You can all join this Facebook group to give it a small audience to get it started. Sending a bulk invitation will trigger your audience to receive a link like the one you see on screen, where they can click the join group button and join your Facebook page. Creating a post on Facebook and sharing the link to the group is also a great way to encourage people who follow your business on your Facebook page to join the group. This is a great way to announce the beginning or the creation of this group to your top fans in your Facebook page. Managing your group on Facebook is one of the easiest ways to manage a community. As business owners, we do a lot of marketing, and we're probably familiar with managing our lists in our email servers, or managing our workflows, in particular email drips and campaigns. But managing your community on Facebook is just as easy as using the Facebook app to browse. All you need to do is open Facebook and engage with your customers in the comments, build an admin team to help you manage the community and enforce some norms, and you can set guidelines specifically for the community to set a norm for how we treat each other within this community. This also helps manage the expectations of your audience. So if one of your raving fans or your core audience has an issue receiving a package in the mail, maybe they can just talk to you about it in the group chat instead of feeling anxious and send you a customer service email. Having these guidelines in place sets a precedent for how we will have these conversations and where you want your audience to come to you when they need your service. This is also a really great way to motivate the community and generally talk about the interest that is so specific and so niche that you and your customers share. Don't be afraid to use Facebook as an opportunity to showcase and show off your services. Oftentimes we have our services listed on our website, but for service providers, these tend to change from time to time. And one of the easiest ways to actively keep our services up to date is to utilize Facebook's services function on your Facebook page. If your services are changing and you're getting booked out for hair appointments one day and booked out for nail appointments the other, you can create a services tab on your Facebook page so that folks can book sessions with you directly from Facebook. Once you click on the services tab on your Facebook page, you will only need to click on add services, and then you're ready to build a service and add it to your Facebook page. Here you can set the price, the time duration, add a description for the service, include an image, and give the service a name so that your audience can visit your Facebook page and book an appointment with you within a minute. As you add more services to your Facebook profile, you'll be able to quickly toggle all these services and manage them regularly from the same place you manage your Facebook page. You can customize this menu any way you like by inserting or removing services at your liking, choosing your day-to-day availability, but then toggling your appointments if you may not be available on a particular day. So for example, if you might need to close this weekend for your son's birthday party, you can set your availability on Facebook and folks can log on to your Facebook page and see whether or not you'll be open this particular weekend easily before booking an appointment. In fact, your calendars can sync with the appointments booked through Facebook, allowing you to constantly be up to date and to avoid any type of double booking or miscommunication about your availability. As your clients book their own appointments, you may feel anxious that they'll forget, or maybe you'll get some tardies to your appointments. That's okay. You can set appointment reminders on your Facebook page so that your client can receive a message before they arrive for their appointment. This will bring down the number of no-shows and tardies you may get on your appointments. And if you already use a different appointment system to navigate appointments for your business, you can use any of these appointment services listed on screen in conjunction with Facebook so that you don't have to make too big of a transition technologically. And the best thing about taking this step and taking advantage of the services feature on Facebook is that once you've done this, pretty much every area of your business can be managed using the Meta Business Suite. The Meta Business Suite is my favorite app on my phone because it allows me to schedule content on all of my platforms and answer every direct message from a single app. Seriously, I can't express to you how much time you can save as a small business owner using the Meta Business Suite. Instead of posting content every day on Instagram or Facebook, you can schedule it ahead from the Meta Business Suite, meaning you can upload photos and captions to go out next week or next month from this app and not worry about posting every day. You can also read and respond to every message that comes across your Instagram, WhatsApp, Messenger, or Facebook from the single inbox on the Meta Business Suite. Lastly, insights are one of the most important features for business owners, as we're always results driven and we want to see how our content is performing as soon as we put it out. You can view your insights from the Meta Business Suite app, which allows you to check all of the analytics for your social media presence from a singular application. This app is available via the via the Google Play Store and the Apple App Store. So whether you're on Android or an iPhone, you can utilize the Meta Business Suite to manage your social media presence. The Meta Business Suite really makes posting content 10 times easier on Instagram or Facebook. Using Instagram to post each individual photo or Instagram story might be something that takes a lot of your time every day as a business owner. And as a small business owner, every minute counts. Before you share that Facebook post or that Instagram post, you can preview what your captions and visuals will look like on both platforms, allowing you to quickly get through the content creation process and get back to answering those DMs and engaging with your community. The Meta Business Suite also allows you to publish the post now from the suite on both platforms or one or the other, or it also allows you to schedule it ahead of time. So as you're creating content, you may feel inspired today to create 10 posts. You can schedule them for 10 days versus feeling like you've got to use them all now or lose them. Your inbox is probably one of the best features of the Meta Business Suite. Now, we all know what it looks like to open Instagram, open DMs, answer all those messages, close the app, open Messenger, answer all those messages, close app, open Facebook, and answer comments. Well, the Meta Business Suite is designed to cut all of that time out of your day. So instead of waiting for the user to send you a message when they arrive on your page, what if you sent them an automatic welcome message as part of your Facebook page, taking away the responsibility from the user of typing into the chat and initiating a conversation without you ever having to do anything. You can also set away messages so that if a user messages you at a time where you're unavailable, you can manage their expectation and they know that perhaps you are just out of the office or maybe you're closed at this moment and that's why they haven't received a response yet. If you're answering the same questions a lot and you have a dedicated set of frequently asked questions, you can save your replies that you use often. So if you answer a question all the time in the same way, you can save that response and just use it by pressing on it as you see on your screen every time that someone asks this question. Your insights are really your best friends when it comes to growing your Instagram or Facebook presence. Your insights tell you what your audience is thinking about your content. We know how many people are seeing our content and how many of them are interacting with it. So over time, we learn to see what our audience wants to see from us. We can make our decisions for content variations and content styles based on what the community is telling us by reading the data. You want to make sure that your content really resonates with your audience and that you're creating content that's focused on building a bond or a relationship with a potential customer. The best way to do that is to keep the Meta Business Suite app on your phone and regularly check those insights. Your community is telling you exactly what they want to see from you. You can try boosting posts that are performing better than others, or you could simply try recreating your highest performing content and meeting your audience exactly where they want to meet you conversation-wise. So what can we take away from this session as we apply these principles into our daily lives as business owners? First, keep in mind why we're doing all of this. Establishing a presence on Facebook and Instagram isn't about checking a checkbox to say that we're there. It's about connecting with the section of those 3.58 billion people every month that might be interested in what we offer as business owners and align with our business's products, values, and methodologies. Experiment with all of the tools at your disposal by creating different types of content. Try using images, videos, stories. Experiment with Instagram Reels. Get creative on that platform, as we know that Instagram is a place where people come to be inspired, educated, and to connect with brands and businesses that they may want to learn from. Take advantage of the ability to have a one-on-one conversation with your audience via an Instagram or Facebook Live, or by holding events within your group or on Facebook in general. You can have a much more personal connection with your audience by taking advantage of these more personal and interactive features on Facebook. Remember that listing your services on Facebook is a huge advantage to you as a business owner, since it takes a whole aspect of website development off your plate, and it makes sure that your services and hours are always up to date. Lastly, remember that the Meta Business Suite is there for you. This is an app that's available for every business owner with an Android or iPhone that they can access the Google Play Store or Apple App Store from. And it allows you to manage all of your social presences on Meta's platforms in a single app. You can learn more about these topics at facebook.com/blueprint with a tons of resources for business owners in the Meta Blueprint section of our website. You can also join our Facebook group to interact with business owners like yourself looking to learn more about taking advantage of Meta's platforms at facebook.com/Meta Boost US. And with that, I hope that this has motivated you to really take advantage of Facebook and Instagram and apply some best practices to grow your current audience on these platforms. At this time, I thank you so much for your diligent attention and your time during this session, and I want to open up the floor to some of your questions. So at this time, we'll be going through the chat and answering some of the questions you've placed while we were going through this session.
Darlene, thank you so much for your wonderful presentation and for helping all of us better understand how to build our online presence and engage our community members. So as Darlene mentioned, we will be moving to questions in the chat. Feel free to add your questions at this time and we will begin the conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I see a question right off the bat that's great to start with from Crystal, asking, what is the best way to start if you have 0 followers? I love this question. The best way to start if you have 0 followers is to start strong. So before you even start posting, take advantage of the fact that you haven't put anything out yet and sit with yourself for 60 to 90 minutes before you actually start posting. Sit down and think about what your brand says. So what is your business's brand? Let's say that people have personalities and businesses have brands. Is your brand more funny or is it more serious? Is your brand a lot of bright colors or is it more neutral colors? Really think about the look and feel of your business and then think about what goals you have as a business owner. Are you looking to find people who are in the makeup community? Are you looking to find people who shop online a lot and maybe work from home? Define what that ideal person is and then make content that would be valuable to that person. So create a content calendar or a schedule and fill out a week or two worth of content until you can get yourself in a flow of creating content every week. Then start posting consistently on both of these platforms and regularly check the insights. And you will specifically notice with Instagram a lot quicker with the utilization of reels and videos on that platform, you will start curating an audience slowly, 5, 10, 15, 20, 100 people who really like the kind of content that you put out. And then those people, by interacting with them, you will encourage other people to join that community and grow from there. Now, how long that will take to get from 100 to, who knows, 100,000 followers, it all really just depends. It's extremely varied and it depends on how many people you find, but that is the best way to start from zero. Now we've got a couple other questions. Oh,
go ahead,
Shani.
since you saw them. Well, one question I saw that would be interesting for you to answer is, from your experience, is there any major difference between the audience that usually uses Facebook versus the audience that typically uses Instagram? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so we do have a lot of users of pretty much every demographic on Facebook and on Instagram. But I will say that on Facebook, we do have a lot of loyalty with more mature age groups. But we also have a lot of loyalty to Facebook within Latin America. So that's something to keep to know that those apps are used often by those demographics. And then you'll notice that Instagram is extremely popular with our younger demographics and also with our Gen X and Gen Y demographics. So you will notice that although pretty much everyone has both profiles, people come to each app for different things. So people will come to Facebook often to find out new things, to stay up to date on what's happening right now. And they'll often go to Instagram to discover more creative and entertaining things. So that's something to think about depending on what your business provides. Like if I were somebody who provided a product that was purely for entertainment, and it's something related to like computers or cell phones or something like that, just something aesthetic, Instagram might be a huge tool for me because the demographic that really cares about that might be on that platform more. But if I am a business that deals B2B or anything like that, I may choose to use Facebook and incorporate more of my strategy on the Facebook side rather than on the Instagram side. That being said, we have reached a point where every business pretty much needs some presence on both platforms.
Thank you, Darlene. And let's see if we have any other questions. I know you mentioned another one that you spotted. Here's another one for you. Approximately how much money is recommended to invest on a monthly basis, and which methodology you recommend to apply to segment your audience efficiently?
Yeah, so I would actually recommend basing your budgets on your own results because number one, bidding is different. So like you could be bidding for viewers from a different niche that costs 10 times as much as the views from another niche. So because of the auctioning system, to say like this is how much anybody should invest without actively running the account for months and things like that. What I would say is to grow incrementally and to always give a 7-day gap. In terms of segmenting audiences for ads, I would always separate the people at the top, middle, and bottom of my funnel because what you're communicating to them is completely different. I would also include anybody who's interacted with your content and hasn't followed you. I would include them in a special middle funnel category where you're essentially retargeting them over and over again. And that's because when it comes to ads, the person that the ads that really see results are when we're able to make multiple touches, kind of like having consistency in our organic content. So after you're seeing successful returns on ad spend with a specific strategy, you set a goal. And once you're seeing a good return on ad spend on that strategy, then you add budget incrementally. And that could be adding an additional $10 per day, an additional $5 per day to specific segments of your campaign. But I would encourage you to actually let the campaign run a little bit and then pick the winning segments and then add budget there. I would also encourage utilizing lots of options for creatives. So let's say you find yourself with more budget to add, that's an opportunity to get more touches with one viewer. And you want to make sure that you have different creatives for as many times as possible. They're going to see your ad. So you can have 5 videos that show in the Instagram story ads. The one shows the first time they see it, one shows the second time they see it, and so on and so forth, so that it's always different. But then you're retargeting and retargeting and retargeting the people in the middle of your funnel. And that way you create like an omnipresence where it feels like your brand is everywhere and they're just seeing your ads all the time. And the second that that person is ready to, let's say, do a shoe haul and they need to buy 3-4 pairs of shoes, they're going to buy it from you because they've seen ads at the top of the funnel that make your brand look super cool lifestyle wise, ads at the middle of the funnel that make the brand look super very funnel, ads at the bottom of the funnel that make it feel very urgent, like the sale is happening right now and they need to get it right now. So yeah, that's where I would invest additional budget, and I would always do it incrementally.
Thank you for your response. I have another question here in the chat, and it's how could we, for instance, monetize on enterprises that are based in countries like Venezuela, where I live, where we have many restrictions?
Well, it depends on what kind of monetization you're trying to make. So I don't understand the question. So you have a business that's based in Venezuela and you're trying to run ads outside of Venezuela or within Venezuela?
If you can clarify the question for Darlene, that would be fantastic in the chat, please.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Well, okay. I was going to say, while we're awaiting a response from them, maybe you can answer the question from the perspective of a business that's based in Venezuela.
Yeah, I think they actually just answered. So they want to monetize with courses and events about tourism.
Oh, yes, there it is. Mm-hmm.
One of the best things you could do for yourself is create tons of organic content. You can run ads and, you know, see success that way, but it's more expensive and it has less longevity, in my opinion, because, you know, building an audience off of ads is fantastic, but you know what's even better? Building an audience and having a lookalike audience that you can then run ads off of to find more people of the ideal type. So what that means is instead of starting from scratch and running ads that are going to test different groups of people for a while and try to find that group that's really going to buy from you, you create lots of organic content and you find that group organically, even if it's a small group that wants to interact with your content. Then you create a lookalike audience off of those people. And you put your ad dollars into finding as many more people as possible that are similar as possible to the people that you found organically. That does 2 things for you. One, it adds legitimacy because your audience came organically first. And 2, it makes it so much easier and more straight to the point to find people closer to the ideal kind of person that you're looking for. I would really recommend making content on Instagram Reels, especially if it has to do with tourism, because nothing is more entertaining right now than seeing a 15 or 45-second video on Reels that showcases a beautiful vacation that we all wish we were on right now. Reels is a great place to show beautiful footage, and there are tons of sounds and tons of music options that you can use for both Venezuelan and American markets on the Reels section of Instagram. So I would really recommend making tons of Reels, as many Reels as possible, and also taking advantage of stories to convert, both for your courses and for your events.
Thank you, Darlene. And another question for you. Someone asked if you could go over the middle of the funnel and top of the funnel strategy again. There was some interference during that portion of your presentation.
Absolutely. So your top of the funnel are your people who have not really seen your brand before. They haven't heard of you, and they may be seeing your ad one time. The middle of the funnel is your people who have seen your business on Instagram, but maybe they just follow you, or maybe they don't follow you and they just liked a couple pictures. And your bottom of the funnel are the people who are following your business. They've been watching you for a while, and they're most likely to do business with you or buy from you. Now, that middle of the funnel, those are really important people, because those are people that maybe saw an ad for your business once or saw a post that your business made once, and then they've decided to follow you. They thought, I would like to learn more about this business. So the strategy is to warm up this group and try to get them to convert or buy from your business is to realize that they're at that point with your business. They want to know more about you. They need a more solid reason to buy from you. And so what you want to do is retarget them. So everyone who saw your top of the funnel ads, plus everyone who is currently following you and has liked a post on your Instagram, let's say in the last few weeks or few days, interacted with you recently. You want to show new ads to that person so that every time they log on to Instagram, they see video 1, and that's one of your ads. And they see video 2 tomorrow, and that's one of your ads. And then they see video 3 the day after that. And so it makes it so that you are the go-to option. You are the business that they remember when they are looking for the product. And so I actually encourage people to, when they are able to add budget to their campaigns, to add budget in the middle and top of their funnel, because these audiences are at the top of the funnel, the new people coming in, and at the middle, the people where you're refining who is going to make that purchase. Those middle of the funnel people are great options if you want to target and you want to get some new sales out of your audience. So that's what you would do. You would retarget them. So you would increase the frequency, or rather you would increase the amount of times that people are going to see ads from you in this campaign to, maybe 4, 5, 3, whatever amount of videos or photos you have to show them for different ads. So they have different creative options. And that way, every time they see the ad, it's a different ad visual, but they're still seeing your ad regularly.
Darlene, we wanted to thank you so much for answering these questions that have been posed by our audience members. And thank you for providing information on how to utilize social media to more effectively promote their businesses.